From navigating our wet climate to keeping up with ongoing maintenance, home ownership in Seattle is a unique experience. Today we have some practical tips for keeping your home in great shape this summer. And joining me to talk about it, Home Services at Thumbtack's VP of Sales and Service, Justin Thomas, and a Thumbtack Pro and owner of Seattle Handyman Service, HMS, Robert Henry. Thank you both for being here today.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Yes, this is going to be exciting. I have a lot I want to do to my place. So, Justin, we're going to start with you. What makes taking care of a home in Seattle so uniquely challenging?
Yeah, Seattle is a unique market. And, you know, I used to live here a few years ago. And being back the last few days, it kind of hits home because you forget about how nostalgic, one, and beautiful Seattle is, but two, it's expensive. And Seattle is one of the most expensive markets in the country, and it's not slowing down right now. But being a homeowner specifically, it's unique because you're always you're working with the market, but you're always battling the climate, so to speak, the weather. You're working with so many different variables on your home that other cities across the country are not. And so at Thumbtack, I think about like this. I bought a phone recently, and that phone came with a 400-page manual.
Oh,
right?
Lord.
I know. It's
Help
ridiculous.
us all.
And how many of us do you think actually look through that manual?
Well, Kelly Hansen doesn't, I'll tell you.
And think about when you buy your home, arguably our largest asset
Right.
that someone buys, there is no manual. There's no how-to, a to-do list. You buy it and you're kind of set. And you compound that on the weather, you compound that on the rising cost in Seattle, it makes it very challenging for homeowners.
Definitely. Robert, I want to get to you. As a handyman, you help people deal with all of their home issues. So thank you in advance. What's the first thing a homeowner should tackle this summer?
I believe gutters. Let's get your gutters clean. Deal with the outside moisture issues before the moisture comes back. You know, we only have our limited a couple months of good weather. So it's best to deal with it now.
That makes perfect sense. And since you mentioned that summer is the best window to have some of this preventative maintenance with gutters specifically, what else should people be thinking about besides gutters?
Water drainage. Make sure that you know, your windows are sealed up nicely. You don't have any cracks or anything that's going to allow moisture into your house. It's better to be more preventative about it than allow it to get to a point where it's going to cost you more money. And with like what he said is, you know, labor costs are expensive here. So the costs are, you know, astronomically higher than some other areas in the country as well.
Definitely, you got to get preventative and not just go to you guys when there's a huge problem and an emergency. Are there any projects that homeowners tend to underestimate?
I think it goes back to gutters as well. Like, you know, it's out of sight, out of mind, you know, and a lot of the time they don't realize until the issue is already there. Like, oh, why is my gutter falling off my house? Why is my fascia rotted? And things of those natures. And it's because, well, you might have went 4 or 5 years without actually cleaning them, or you got weeds growing in them. And
so when the weeds are there, it's probably time. You got an issue.
It's probably
Don't call the landscaper, though. You know?
Yeah, call somebody else. Call Thumbtack. What would you both say is the biggest takeaway for any Seattle homeowners that are watching today?
Want to go first, Robert?
No, you go ahead.
So, you know, what comes to mind for me is the ability to realize a job is easier when it's solved immediately as opposed to waiting 6 months. We all do it. You know, I'm guilty of it. But those inexpensive jobs today, prolonged, become arguably the most expensive ones, right? And so knock it out today. Be proactive. And if you don't know, reach out, do the homework, ask your neighbor, get on Thumbtack. There's a lot of resources out there for you to be able to get knowledge about the project and reach out to the professionals to get insight, do an estimate, right? Not doing anything is what's going to cost you.
Definitely. So you can use the app to kind of search through and find someone that fits your needs, both financially and for the job.
Yep.
I would definitely agree, yeah. It's better to be proactive because, you know, a couple $100 fix today can be thousands of dollars down the line, and then, you know, it's nothing to go onto the app and, you know, reach out to a couple people that, hey, well, most of us will gladly come out and, you know, do an estimate for free or talk to you and, you know, help you out in the situation.
Well, thank you so much. We need experts and professionals to help us in this field. I know I do. So thank you so much, gentlemen, for being here today.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it. Yes, and to learn more information about Thumbtack and what we talked about here today, just visit the website that you see right there on your screen.
New Day Northwest is sponsored by Thumbtack.